David.
Parents, guests, and the graduating class of 2013. Miss McGrath told me that when her and Miss Lennon were deciding who was going to be head boy, they were looking for someone who was smart, tall, funny, social, and had a good beard. But after Zenny said no, they decided to abandon their search for the perfect candidate and just gave me the role instead. I immediately began to think about this speech and what I would say. It was quite difficult to think of things at the start, but slowly and surely, I managed to get this whole speech written. When I first sat down to write this speech, all I could think of was what Paul Reddington told me. Paul told me that this speech has to at least bring a tear to his eye. Given that I've never seen Paul shed a tear in the last 4 years, I'm not making any guarantees. It's just short of 4 years and 9 months since we began first year on Monday, the 25th of August, 2008. And it's been a roller coaster ride ever since. There have been many ups and a few downs, but in general, it has been an experience we will never forget. It all began with Mr. Keelan convincing our parents to enroll us here at Fingal. Our parents were sure that this was the best place for us. After an interesting first year, which involved getting used to our new school, going on the school trip to Puddin Hill, and having to learn how to use a allotment for the first time, Mr. Keeling and Mr. Smith retired. They were replaced by Miss McGrath and Miss Donnan, who have seen us through to our graduation. There were many things we did not know when we started the first year here at Fingal. We didn't know that Mr. Cassidy would eventually take our jacket from us. We didn't know that Miss Urell would be using a block of wood to get our attention in maths. We never knew that one day we would be sad to leave the school. Sure, we've all had our rough days. We've all made some great friends and had a good laugh. Last year, some of us went on a trip to France, but we also made history in the school. We were the first year ever in this school to go to Africa. The Uganda volunteer program was really something special. We managed to raise over €15,000 and spent an incredible 2 weeks over in Uganda. The people who were involved in this trip know that it is something we will never forget. We met some amazing people over in Uganda. However, we also saw some shocking sights. We saw some of the terrible living conditions a lot of Ugandans live in. We met several children with serious diseases. However, probably the most shocking sight of all was Mr. Bird at 7:30 in the morning. not a pretty sight at all. I'd like to say a big thank you to Miss Scanlon for a huge amount of work she did in organising the trip. This year has been tough on everyone, but look, we've made it. Everyone here has managed to survive 6th year. That's an achievement in itself. We all realise that not everyone is going to get over 500 points, but we all had our own individual targets at the beginning of this year. For some of us, it was to simply make it through 6th year and sit the leaving cert. For others, it was to get the results we needed in order to continue with our studies. But no matter what your goals are, most of the people here have done their best, and I'm sure they'll be able to follow any plans they have for next year. In our year, we have a huge mix of people. Between the 102 students in the year, we have many different countries represented. This has allowed us to grow as a group of people and become the Leaving Cert students we are today. I believe that through our many experiences in this school, we have all developed from teenagers to young adults. We are all much more mature and grown up than we were 5 years ago. Our time in this school, surrounded by all our fellow students and our teachers, has helped us to become who we are today. We have some amazing teachers in the school, but we all have the things we will remember about them. Mr. Bird calling out the roll and slagging each person individually. Miss O'Halloran's constant battles with the interactive whiteboard. Mr. Cassidy finding nicknames for most of the students. And Miss Urell calling out maths homework and saying, once more for the slow. These are the little things we will remember about the teachers. Our teachers have been extremely helpful over the past 5 years, whether it was staying back after school to allow us to do our projects, or helping us with homework we found difficult. Our teachers were always there whenever we needed a helping hand. And on behalf of the students, I want to say thank you. There are many people around the school that deserve recognition today, but I'm just going to mention a few. First of all, I'd like to thank Miss Lynch, Miss Hogan, and all the teachers for organising this graduation ceremony. I'd like to thank Miss Lennon, our year head, for always being there and remaining calm, no matter how badly we messed up over the past 5 years. I'd like to thank Wikipedia for giving me tips on how to write a decent graduation speech.
Google Translate.
Wikipedia's got to thank for a lot of the homework handled by our year over the past 5 years. These last few months have been tough going, and after the leaving cert, we can all breathe a sigh of relief. There will be no more Macbeth quotes, Irish novelas, or project plans. Our biggest worries will be getting out of bed before 2 in the afternoon, wondering whether to go to the beach or out for a game of football, and finding something to do on Saturday nights. Another problem will be finding some new conversation starters, as we can't really complain about the leaving cert when it's over. It's hard to believe that it has been 5 years since we first walked through the front door of Fingal Community College. But today we say goodbye to this part of our lives, so that we can say hello to a new part. Some people will think that today is the end of our story, but it's not. It's only the end of this chapter. The next one begins tomorrow. We have endless possibilities and choices for what to do next. Some of us will be going to university, some to PLCs, and others may have different plans, such as working or travelling. But no matter what we do next, we will always look back on our time here at Fingal with happiness. We may forget the names of some people, but we will never forget the lessons we have learned. We all look out for each other here, and that is something which we should bring with us no matter where we go in life. If there is one main thing I'll learn this next year, it is the people. We are such a close year group, where nearly everyone has spoken to each other in some session. The future is what we make it. But if you don't go for something because of fear of failure, you might miss the opportunity for success. Now is our chance. This is our chance to become successful. We don't get anywhere by sitting around. We've got to work hard for our dreams, but right now we have an opportunity to do just that. Finishing secondary school basically means that we now have a blank canvas to do what we would like for the rest of our lives. You can do anything if you're willing to put the work in. Anything that's worth having does not come by easily. But any effort you put into something will be repaid. The more effort you put into something, the greater your reward will be. Today is a day where we reflect on the past 5 years and think about what the future may hold for us. It is a day for us to talk to each other, to go out and enjoy ourselves. It's a day which we have to make the most of, because it is the last day which we will all spend together. In the deep and meaningful words of Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas, tonight's going to be a good night. I'd like to end this speech with a quote. Rupak, Oscar and myself were walking out of school a couple of months ago. When Oscar asked me, was I walking home? I answered, no, I'm getting a bus. Rupak then said something to me which I feel is an important message for everyone here. As the great man Rupak said, life is a journey, you better start walking.
David! Rupak!
For me and my wife, thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah!
And now we're going to have some students up to present gifts to our tutors. Rosa will be up first from 6C to present a gift to Mr. McLoughlin's.